Hey, it's me, Erica, and I'm back. Long time no see. I do still have a mullet though. We're here to talk about top surgery. No, I meant to be doing regular low dose tea updates when I first made the channel. That hasn't happened. I am going to make a tea update video. The thing is that like, I haven't had a ton of changes, which is the point of low dose tea, especially I honestly don't think I can go any lower than 0.1 milliliters a week. Maybe that's wrong. I don't know. But because of that, it's, you know, I keep track of changes, but I don't even think that they're necessarily like big enough to warrant like month 1, month 2, month 3, you know what I mean? So I'm going to do like it's not been quite a year, but I'm going to do like a 6 months on tea or something. And we'll see how that goes. But I am going to make that. It's not that I have totally forgotten. It's been squiffy. You know what I mean? But what did happen is I got top surgery. It was very, very unexpected, the turnaround. So I am making a little, series about top surgery. So there's this video, which I am going to talk about the preparation for top surgery. And then I'm probably going to make a video that's like, my essentials for top surgery, or like what I needed for top surgery, or what have you. The hottest top surgery looks for spring. And then I'm eventually going to make a recovery video, but because I am literally less than 2 weeks out from surgery, I'm not going to make that yet because it's too early. We can't do it. It's too early. The reason why this has all been such a wild little hootenanny is because there was 1 week from my consult to my surgery. Now, I'm not complaining. I had the surgery, thrilled about it, but I will say it's a challenge. It was truly running the gauntlet of top surgery. So I'm going to tell you about it. So my consult. So I had been planning, I knew I had wanted to get top surgery for a long time, several years. I've only been binding for maybe 2 years. I don't really remember when I started. Yeah, but it's something I had known that I had wanted for a while. So I started the very beginning of this year. I am in New York City. So I reached out to Dr. Alexis Hazen's office. She's a plastic surgeon. She operates out of New York City. So I reached out to her office at the very end of February. I got an email back on like March 2nd. I originally was asking based on the insurance that I had at the time, which was out of state. It was Blue Cross Blue Shield, but it was out of state. So, you know, I was asking because I was still trying to figure out if I could manage to get top surgery while I was still on my parents' insurance, because it's that good insurance. It was a whole thing, and I only had a few months before I knew that I was going to switch over insurance, because I was turning 26 and you get booted from your parents' insurance. So I contacted them and we talked about that, and they were like, well, you know what you could do, if you're going to be going on Medicaid, you should look into Medicare, because we work with them, we've worked with them in the past, and we know that they will cover top surgery 100% with us. And I was like, okay, sounds good to me. I, filled out my paperwork, sent in my stuff, and then I got a consult date. Got a consult date for September. It was like 21st or something. I remember it being that date because my birthday's on the 29th, and I was like, oh, what a fun birthday present. This was in, like I said, like March. So the consult was a ways away. This is very common unless you are paying out of pocket or going to a surgeon that is not in high demand. Like surgeons that, work with insurance, especially Medicaid, are in high demand. So, the wait was sort of expected, but it still sucked. Like, I won't lie. It still sucked to be like, and now we wait. Then it became like July or something, around which time my enrollment period started up for my insurance. So I switched to AmeriCare and got all of my new info sent to the surgeon's office. So that was cool. That's all they needed was like my like numbers, the numbers that you get, the numbers. And then COVID happened. Yay. And they were like, I think it was, I don't remember how far out it was from the consult that it got pushed, but it was, a few months, and they were like, really sorry, we're gonna have to push your consult from September to December. So it was like December 10th or something like that, and I was like, great. But then thankfully, rolled around August, September, something like that, and then they got back to me and said, actually, we have an opening for November 11th, and I was like, great, sooner the better. And then eventually my consult came around. Hooray! So it was virtual, which I didn't realize at the time they got scheduled. I mean, it makes sense if you don't have to go in, COVID being what it is. Like, if you don't have to go in somewhere, don't. So we got on there, and I had to send Dr. Hazen nudes, essentially. You have to stand there and take a picture of your chest, like from the front and from each side. So it feels like a really weird, mugshot. It's like if a mugshot were also a nude. Yeah, it's very strange. To email her those, and yeah, so we got on there and we talked about what my goals were. I just wanted to be flat. Some people like to have some tissue left over. I just just take them all. I told her I didn't really care about scar placement. Some people are very specific. They're like, I don't want my scars to touch in the middle, or like I want mine rounded, or I want mine completely straight across. Like, everyone has different feelings about it, and I was just like, you are the professional here. You do what you have to do. And also, I don't want nipples. You might hear that and think, that's odd. And you're not totally wrong. But with double incision, which is the kind I knew I had to get because my chest was too big for any of the other procedures, they have to remove your nipples and replace them because, they have to put them in relation to your new flat chest. So you can choose to go without them. And that's what I did. I said, no, thank you. I don't want them. Thank you. And now it will permanently be no nip November. Yeah. So anyway, she was cool with it. She's done it before. She just I thought it was nice that she reassured me, she wanted to make sure that my decision for no nipples was not coming from a place of, she can't do nipples well. They will never look good. You might as well just not get them. What have you. I was like, no. I was like, I'll think about it. But then I came back and was like, no, I don't think so. She was like, cool. And she was really chill about it, and she wasn't weird about it. She was really great. She asked me my pronouns, when we did the consult. Or she had them, and she checked in, pronouns are still they, them? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, cool. And it was all chill and great. Yeah. So after all that was done, she was like, great. So I'll have my scheduler call you. So then when she called me back, she said, great, so glad everything went well. Now, here are your options. Your next available dates are either March of 2021 or next Thursday. There's no point in me waiting till March. There was nothing that I needed to spend time for myself. There wasn't any deliberation, or I wasn't looking into other surgeons. This was it. I was like, great, this works. Let's do it, because I just don't want boobs now. I'm not going to want them any less or be any more confident about it in March. So let's go. Also, weirdly enough, this was the best time for me to have surgery because I haven't been at work. My partner's around a lot. My partner works from home a lot of the time. Just a lot of things were aligning, even though this has been a trash year for just about everybody. It actually ended up working out really well for top surgeries. So what that meant was the next week was going to be hell. And that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but like not a ton, because I mean, I had to be on the phone a lot, and that for me is at least the 6th layer of hell. So yeah, I got sent a packet, a digital packet, and it was all of the stuff of what you need to do pre-op, and then all the post-op care and all that stuff. So first thing I had to do, schedule a COVID test. I'm sure everyone's familiar with this in some form or fashion. If you've tried to do literally anything besides go to the grocery store, you've had to go get a COVID test. So I had to call up NYU because that's where she operates out of. So I had to call up NYU and be like, hi, hello, I'm getting surgery this Thursday. Can I have a test, please? And they were like, sure. And so we scheduled a date. I scheduled it for, my consult was on a Wednesday, the 11th. I scheduled my COVID test for Monday, that next Monday. I had an appointment, so I only had to wait for like a few minutes, and then I was brought in and I had a COVID test, which if you haven't had a COVID test, it's kind of like having a pipe cleaner shoved up your nose and like tickling the back of your brain, and it kind of feels like you really have to sneeze, but God is punishing you and won't let you for 10 seconds because they have to hold it in there for 10 seconds. It's really something. It's in my mind palace forever. I had my results, negative, hours later in the app, the NYU Langone app. So they do not mess around over there. The NYU hospital staff are like the stars of this whole thing. They were top notch. The next big thing I had to do was my pre-op testing. I think mostly because it was through insurance, I had to get all of this pre-op testing done. So I had to get like an EKG, I had to get some blood work done, and I just had to get like a doctor to like screen me basically and be like, yep, you're cool to get surgery. So my primary, I couldn't, not only, it's already difficult to get an appointment with your doctor within a week's time, let alone for something so specific as like pre-op clearance, where it's like, I need an EKG, I need blood work, I need this, that, and the other thing. So they suggested me to this like ambulatory clinic, and I had this woman on the phone with me who, if I had my druthers, would be given sainthood, because she worked for me. I was on the phone with her for like an hour because she was trying to find somebody who would take my insurance and also had availability before Thursday, because this was Monday, okay? And Thursday was my surgery, and so they needed all the shit by Thursday. So she did all that. She connected me to someone else. They eventually found me someone in Brooklyn. But because my healthcare plan being what it is, and insurance is, I don't understand it. I'm not going to try and understand it or explain it. Because of what I have, I had to call my insurance and change my primary care doctor to this doctor who was going to be my pre-op testing. Thankfully, it was not that difficult to do. I did that. They sent me a brand new insurance card, which will probably be null and void because I probably won't keep this primary care physician who is an hour and a half away from me, and no. But anyway, I got my appointment for the next day at like 2 p.m. So I was like, again, I'm gonna take what I can get. So then I go there the next day. There's a bunch of medical history questions, typical, all that stuff. I had filled out all this stuff on the app. And then I had an EKG done, which was interesting. A lot of just stickers put on you and then a bunch of lines on a paper. And then, don't know what it looked like. She was like, I'm going to go show these to the doctor, and if he needs to do it again, he will, but I don't think he will. And then he didn't. So I was like, okay, I guess my heart works. And then he had to squeeze my ankles to see if they were swollen. I guess they weren't. I never really knew what that was for. Anyway, so then I had to get my blood work done. Then I got the results from that like same night again, or the next day. It was all clear. It was all good. It was a bunch of numbers and things I don't understand, but everything was said it was within the. It was the green part and a red part, and I was always in the green part. So strive to be in the green part. I guess. After all that was done, I just had to go shopping and buy all of the things that I would need for post-op care, which are things like Tylenol Extra Strength, which has really been my right-hand man for the past week. I got some baby wipes. I got some gauze and some gauze tape. I was sent a list of things to get, but you know, these are pretty generic things. But yeah, I was sent a list, and so I got the things on the list. All I could do for the next day, Wednesday, I had one whole day of nothing, of waiting. One whole day of just like, well, can't do nothing now. Just gotta wait. I realized I hadn't talked about this, even though it was a big part of it. The big thing that I had to do that week was tell everyone that I was having top surgery, which is like, sounds very straightforward, but it really isn't. In the way that, you know, I talk about it a lot on my Instagram. I'm very like open on my Instagram about stuff, and on here clearly. But you know, there were people in my family who didn't even know that I was trans or taking hormones. Like, I had to try and explain to my grandmother what being trans was, and then that I was taking hormones, and then that I was getting top surgery, and it was a whole thing, and different people received it in different ways. Again, that's a whole video on its own. It was a lot of emotional work. You know, I'm really grateful for the turnaround, and I'm, you know, just so grateful for the opportunity to get surgery. But it was a lot. It was a lot. And there was something to be said for if I had had a date out several months, you know what I mean? Then I could get my affairs together slowly, which would have been preferred, other than a long slop. There's a whole thing where I wrote this beautiful, like, Ernest Hemingway level 10-page letter to my grandmother explaining everything, and I shit you not, it never got to her. The other thing that happened that week is that so many people sent me care packages, and it was amazing, and they have been so crucial to my recovery. Like, if you want to know what you can do to help someone who is going through surgery, or something like this, top surgery, whatever, honestly, 9 times out of 10, the best thing you can do is send a care package, because the care packages I got, man, I'm still living large on these care packages. Yeah, so then I just waited for the day of. Yeah, it was a weird day, because a lot of people being like, how do you feel? How do you feel? How's it going? How do you feel? And me being like, I feel nothing. I am but a figment of my own imagination. But I'm gonna leave it there, because I'm gonna say to be continued, because I don't want to say too much about recovery, because I'm gonna make a whole video about recovery. Yeah, so that was it. My whirlwind of a week. And now I'm here before you, boobless, and doing great. I hope that wasn't just the most boring thing ever. I hope you enjoyed my cat licking herself into oblivion. And, yeah. Thank you for watching. Slap, like, lap, and subscribe. Have a good week. I hope everyone's doing okay. It's been a hard time, but there are people who love you, and I'm one of them. Okay, cool.